بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum.
This little baby, whose just few days are spent in this world, his brain is like a brand new machine that is yet empty, and his consciousness is different from an adult. At the time of birth, he was unaware of his environment. His vision hardly stays on any object, nor could he comprehend the sounds around his environment. He could not speak or sense time and space. Slowly and gradually, he learns more or less everything that is prevalent in his environment. After birth, when he opened his eyes, he listened the voices around him. These voices created different objects in his mind, but he does not recognize anyone. But sometimes he acts in a different way. His lips movement shows that he is eating and drinking something. Who is feeding him? It is a big question mark. The Holy Book Quran guides us in its verse 61 of Surah Waqia. Why don't you complete your birth, and indeed you know about your first birth? Then why don't you get guidance? If we mediate the birth, this point is revealed that the child who observed the latent world after his birth communicate with the latent people.
This is a very astounding thing for all of you. A baby does not blink his eyes. Whenever he does not blink his eyes, he still stay in the state of mind subconscious. If you close blinking your eyes at one time, then we start observations, everything. Soon, he gets divergence of mentally disturbance during this situation. A common man, when he who joins mediation by honestly way, then he comes on one single point to think, and when he concentrated a single point, so his senses or starts to close each other's in this case.
Vision, hearing, speech, taste, and touch are usually considered as the basic five senses of human being. Each one is well defined and has its own application. Similarly, each one has its own limits as well. For instance, we are not able to see objects beyond a certain distance, or are unable to hear voices under a certain frequency, or could not touch anything unless it is within our physical reach. All five of these senses have limits within the physical realm, but they are limitless in the spiritual realm. The spiritual senses usually remain hidden or dormant. However, once they are activated, the vision becomes independent of any boundaries or confinement of distance. The ear hears sounds of any wavelength. Without uttering a single word, a person could send or receive his or her thoughts to anyone, anytime, no matter where the subject is. The truth is that human senses actually come to their peak when spiritual senses are in motion. These senses open the door for such limitless observations.
that usually individuals' senses are damaged. When anybody who sits in mediations, then hidden or invisible senses aspects are disclosed and the actual aspect of materialistic sides are gone. Actual meanings of mediation focus your attention on the single subject. Brings with the worldly layout, as we usually say that we had strong faith in the informal words, then hidden truths appear in front of your eyes.
When we look into the teachings of scriptures, including the Quran, we find that their main message is for us to contemplate. It means to explore with all the mental capabilities that numerous signs scattered all over the universe. Here it means that through contemplation, a person is able to form a connection with the divine. Contemplation is Muraqba. According to the Quran, those who possess knowledge and those who are near to God are immersed in deep thinking. God has stated in the Quran, in the creation of earth and skies, and in the daily routine of day and night, there are signs for those wise people who remember God, standing, sitting, and resting, and those who contemplate on the creation of skies and earth, and as a result come to conclusion that, O our Lord, thou has not created these with no purpose.
We have come to know in Quran about senses very clearly. In fact, when we are spreading time during meditations, in fact, we are trying to contact with night senses over intellectual senses. The best time of meditation is before going to bed, sleep, or night, or waking up at the morning time.
To perform Muraqba, you would first close your eyes and then free your mind of all incoming thoughts. Then focus on a single idea or imagination in a way that you are no longer attached to or interested in any other thoughts or ideas. The two main parts of Muraqba are emptiness of the mind and the idea of the imagination. Emptiness of the mind means you should not pay any attention to other thoughts or willingly think about anything. This is what thoughtless is. There are mainly two positions of Muraqba. The first one, cross-legged position. Either sitting on the floor or on its cushion, double the left leg and put in on top of the right thigh. The back and neck should remain straight, so it should not bend or get tense. In this position, place both hands on the knees or in the middle. Second one is sitting straight position. If you feel uncomfortable with the above posture, then sit the way Muslims sit during prayers. Even in this position, be careful not to bend the back or to make it too rigid. The more serene and peaceful the environment is going to be, the easier it will be to concentrate and achieve focus during the Muraqba. Perform Muraqba in a place that is neither too warm nor too cold to feel the chills. The fewer things around the lighter the mind would be. We are always connected with the universal cosmic mind. Through Muraqba, this cosmic energy is stored in abundance in our mind. Once stored, this energy should be used correctly. That is why it is imperative to avoid all the habits and mental states that waste that stored up energy. This energy is instrumental. It activates those senses that open the spiritual realm.
It is the best way to store your energy that we have to divide it, our time into parts. It is the easiest way that we have to do meditations at the morning and evening time without with daily route schedules so that we have to keep and save our energy to wake up at morning against those who have been lost.
That is why the mind needs to be controlled and focus on one point as much as possible.
We have lost our energy very fast whenever we speak in details without any reasons or speak in negative sense or speak in like pulling. So we should have to stay keep positive in every walk of life.
In the beginning, you feel heaviness or burden, but later on, it gets normal. By using the power of the will, the mind should be concentrated and detached so it will get less involved in the mental confusions.
Muraqba gives rewards slowly and gradually, like a student studying in the school, and one day his education maintains his life.
I'm feeling strong and healthy. Now, due to meditation, there is no feeling of anger in me, and I feel comfort in my life.
Muraqba or meditation reverses a human to that level where his mind was of a baby who observes and travels in the latent world. While living in this materialistic world, this is the mind which is used to be free from all worries and anxieties, which is overwhelmed by calmness.